The next stage of healing isn't necessarily understanding what happened, but really becoming loyal to the woman who survived everything that you've been through. You get out of an abusive relationship and you think everything's going to be so much better now. But so often women don't really know what to do in their real life. Therapists use these phrases like come back to yourself and trust yourself and find self-love. And I think so many women just don't really know. You're past the part of naming the abuse and you've read books and you've done therapy and you've listened to podcasts and you've journaled, and you might even be the woman that other people come to advice now because they see what you've survived, but you don't really know who you are. You don't feel free. And I feel like there's this kind of gap between everything you've learned and then living the life that you want to live. That's really self-leadership. Why do you think that's so hard for women to kind of connect those things? Why is it so hard to live like that?
Well, I think a lot of people aren't aware of how much the beliefs that they used to hold about themselves and about the person in their life that was abusing them, they don't update automatically. And so we need to find ways to initiate and move a new perspective forward. It's not like you get the awareness of what happened and then all of a sudden you don't feel bad about what happened. So there's a couple of steps that we need to insert intentionally into the recovery that I think are missing in a lot of like self-help techniques or just emotionally processing on its own. And so the kind of structure that is needed for moving forward needs to be much more active and intentional rather than sort of like a passive healing, if that makes sense.
It always makes me feel like that time heals all wounds. And it's like time can pass and you can not know what you're doing. You need to actually understand what happened and sort of break those old rules, understand what you're operating under, what belief systems are there so that you can change it. And I think more specifically, learn actionable things that will actually help you instead of this sort of fluffy, abstract, vague language that you see in a lot of these books and videos.
Yeah, we can't really rely on just thoughts and feelings to navigate us in a direction where we're actually creating healing distance from abuse. I mean, we can do, like you said, a lot of time can pass, but you could actually end up just making a lap where you didn't create any distance, emotional distance or emotional, like an upgrade from your previous way of living and existing, because you're bogged down by all of the dissonance and, the fear and probably some feelings of low self-worth and esteem. So all of that doesn't just increase with time, as if time travels and you travel with it into a new way of being. We have to make that new way of being with structure and the right interventions and the right support.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I'd never really heard the phrase self-leadership. I love the concept because it really means that we are in charge of our lives. And I know a lot of women act like the abusive relationship is what did this to them, but I see this in a much more broad way. It is this sort of good woman training that we have our whole lives and how we're conditioned from a million different directions, including family of origin. So I think what's really important for people is to not just look at that one relationship as something isolated, but really the bigger patterns in why you are the way you are, and look at that with curiosity, not judgment, and then make these actionable changes. But it takes learning these things and knowing like how to put it into your life and actually practice it.
Absolutely. I like self-leadership too, as far as leading oneself and relying on oneself to know how to lead oneself rather than, obviously we need social support, but there are certain environments that are designed to help you focus more on yourself and learn how to rely on yourself more through like a stage of interdependence, right? Like relying on the right kind of people, the right kind of support, the right environment. And then that sort of helps you increase your resilience and you can start discovering really how you want your life to be led.
I love that. So we are actually hosting an event called Unbreakable and Irreplaceable, the Self-Led Woman. We will be in Boston, Massachusetts from November 13th to 15th. This is going to be an amazing weekend. It is this luxury experience, a retreat over the whole weekend where you're going to meet other women, be in community. There's a lot of social aspects to being at this event. But more importantly, we are taking you through 9 workshops over the weekend and really teaching actionable, practical skills that people can use in their real lives. And I think that's so important. What do you expect people's outcome to be?
I think that the best outcome for everybody coming to this event is that they are going to have no more intrusive types of doubt or discomfort or questions about who they are as a person, because this is designed to teach people who they really are rather than who they were told they were or what they were told their behavior or their thoughts or feelings meant, according to somebody else. And so we're really focusing on, you're not going to need to, fact check with anybody else but yourself about who you are as a person, what happened to you, and your story is, you're the author of your story. And I think that that's really what we want people to leave with is, now I get to write my story and live it out the way I want without anybody interfering with it in any negative way.
I love that. So many women are doing this alone in the workbooks and the journaling and, staying up till 3 a.m. watching YouTube videos, whatever. But there's a reason that this work really changes in the actual room. Self-abandonment happens relationally. And I think self-loyalty has to be practiced relationally too, right? We need to be witnessed by other people and let go of the performance of the good woman and really understand who we are, what our values are, and know how to live from there. So I really hope that women join us. Dr. Salerno and I have hosted many events before, both online and in person, and these events are absolutely incredible. There's nothing like it. From your perspective as a therapist, what do you think is different about being in the room versus an ongoing therapeutic experience online?
Being in the room, I'm still blown away by the degree of validation and support and reality testing that organically just happens in a group of people who've been through the same thing and can resonate with one another and who are showing up for, you're showing up for yourself, but what I've noticed is you show up for each other too, even if you're not fully aware of that. And it's just an incredible perspective to see. I've said this before and I stand by it because we keep getting feedback that it's accurate. We pack like 52 weeks of therapy into a weekend retreat that's so empowering that it feels like you've done that much work within a given weekend. So that's what I'm going to assume people are going to get out of it this time, because it seems to be the working feedback that we keep receiving. So
I love hearing from all the women that have attended these. It's amazing for us to hear because it knows that the work that we're doing is valuable and that it actually helps people. It's so important to really take ownership. And it's an act of self-leadership to even come to an event like this. But we're changing things, moving from awareness to self-leadership. You might know things and you understand things, but can you embody them? That sort of, it's sort of cheesy expression, right? But like surviving to thriving, this is where the next chapter of your life will be. And you won't feel like you're in survival mode anymore or like you're disappearing. Just because that one or two bad relationship or relationships are over or in your past, it doesn't mean that you're never going to meet another toxic person or you don't have somebody else in your life that might be toxic or harmful. But you want to be able to know how to respond to people and how to live from a place of knowing who you are and your value. So I really hope that people join us for Unbreakable and Irreplaceable, the Self-Led Woman in Boston on November 13th to 15th, 2026. So thank you so much, everybody, and we hope to see you there.